Hi, I'm Day Day from FODMAPeveryday.com, and I love to bake. And once I started following the low FODMAP diet, I still wanted to bake. So I got really familiar real fast with all the ingredients that I could use and got into that test kitchen and came up with what I think are the best ingredients so that you too can get great results. Now, some things are going to be the same: table salt, baking soda, really fine vanilla extract. These are things you've always used, you probably have them in your pantry, and you can still use them. Now, baking powder is low FODMAP, and we certainly use it in our baking recipes. But the one thing to take note of is that some baking powders are not gluten-free. This brand is, and it's the one that we use in the test kitchen. The reason I mention that is because even though the low FODMAP diet is not a gluten-free diet, many of you are following a gluten-free protocol as well, and so you're going to want to read the labels on your baking powder, which might come as a surprise to some of you. But flour is really what we need to talk about. Wheat flour is usually not used in most low FODMAP baking because of the fructans. That's the FODMAP in wheat that we're trying to steer clear of. And so a lot of low FODMAP flour blends are gluten-free blends. This is the one that we use in the test kitchen, Bob's Red Mill gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. I think it most closely duplicates results in baking as that of your traditional all-purpose flour, and it's why I recommend it. Now, it's a combination of sweet white rice flour, whole grain brown rice flour, potato starch, whole grain sweet white sorghum flour, tapioca flour, and xanthan gum. Now, all of those flours and grains are chosen in certain amounts by Bob's Red Mill and brought together to create a blend that is going to act like all-purpose flour that you've used pre-FODMAPing. The xanthan gum is in there to help create that texture that we're so used to in our regular baking that's often lacking when we're cooking and baking gluten-free. Now, if you don't want xanthan gum, we do have a blend at FODMAPeveryday.com. We show you how to make your own gum-free blend that you can use. But this is the flour that we use in the test kitchen, and so I do recommend that you use it for our recipes for your best results. Xanthan gum and guar gum are not FODMAPs. So from a FODMAP perspective, you don't have to worry about them. So with these in your pantry, you can make brownies and cookies and quick breads and fancy cakes. And we have all of those recipes at FODMAPeveryday.com. Check the recipes out. We'd love to see pictures and see what you're making.